All right, this is round 2 of the Texas Materia Cup, brought to you by Lone Star Pack Breaks on Ghoul02's channel. Make sure to subscribe and like Ghoul stuff if you haven't already. He's a good friend and testing partner of mine. He does a lot of good work. And honestly, if it weren't for him, we wouldn't even have this whole setup. And a big thanks to Kendall, my helper and assistant and co-commentator, and just all around great person to have around. Looks like the timer has officially started, so we are on our way.
Yes, sir. Time they just called in the round. They said it starts at 11:55 our time, Central here.
Excellent. Let's see. So I'm seeing Soiree. Is that Alexa? I can't tell what that. I think that's Alexa. Yep, Alexa, and I see a Bosch as well. So it looks like Soiree on Robert's side, and I think I might see Turks on Chris's side, or maybe I saw a Rufus. No, okay, it's 13. Did I see a Turk? Maybe it was Sis. I don't know. I could have swore I saw like the Shinra logo in there. So we are playing Zaz, which will let us search out a copy of Dodge. Hopefully we've got another one. I had a list where only played one Dodge, and I pulled the Zaz, or I already pulled the Dodge when I got the Zaz. God, that's so Dodge Zaz. Yeah, I could be mistaken. You know, when they flip through the cards that quickly, but yeah, there looks like there was a card in his hand that had the Shinra logo on it. I didn't see it's right on top. But of course, this looks like a 13 opening. Granted, no sign of Vanille or Hope. So I don't know. Maybe it is Turks, and maybe. Okay, so there's Noel as well. Chris contemplating pitching. Okay, so yeah, there it was Reeve. Duh, that's who it would be. I always kind of forget Reeve is part of the Shinra company because I'm like, no, he's Kate says, so he's like on your side. Oh man, and we're going lightning. We're going for 2 points of damage right away. And there goes Hecaton Kyre. Happy to see that go. And Warrior of Light. Hecaton would have been a great sweeper answer. And we'll draw a card off the lightning. Oh my gosh, are we threatening this with 3, 4, 5, 6? We aren't threatening lethal next turn. We would need one more attacker, but man. Chris just saying, well, hope you weren't planning to stay for too long. And hitting that Hecaton Kyre into damage. Whoo, what a hit. Robert would have been happy to draw that and just end this right here, right now. I mean, he's got the Lexa. The Bosch is suddenly way less appealing when it automatically deals you a point of damage. I mean, it puts it up to 8k, which is nice, but again, you're opening yourself up for a lethal. That's no fun. So he's pitching 3. Does he have Cecil into Warrior of Light? Edel, okay. What do we have to revive off Edel? Is it just Alexa? Amber, nice. Okay. This won't stop the aggression, but it does get us some bodies we could chump block with. Let's see. If Chris sequences this, so he'll. Yeah, because if Chris just attacks with Lightning first and nothing else, Lightning would go to 8. If he attacks with Noel first, though, Noel would go. We do get the Shinju, by the way. Now, this is nice because it means an Elvis would deal 6,000, which could be relevant. If Noel attacks first, Noel will get 1,000 from Lightning, and then I think another 3. So Noel would go to 9. Then you can attack with Lightning. She'd go to 9. Zaz would still only be 8, but we would still presumably attack with Zaz because we'll get an attack draw anyway. But we can at least trade off the Zaz. And in case Chris does have anything like a Bahamut here, he's going to have to pay to get rid of this Cecil and this Edel. So pretty good response from Robert based on what he had in hand. That was about the best he could do. You could argue getting an Elvis off the Amber, but you would have had to have fire to pay for it without Shinju. So maybe that just wasn't realistic. The only decision Chris has to make is, do I do anything before I just go in and start beating down? Fang would be brutal here too with the power bump. Yes, Noel should give us 1,000. When Null attacks, it should get 1,000 for every 13 character you control. So Null would go up to 8 plus Lightning's trigger of an additional 1,000. So Null would go to 9, which also puts Lightning at 8. And then on Lightning's attack, she'll go to 9. So those two attacks guaranteed can get through without dying. Again, he could trade the Zaz out, but Chris could also just be looking for a way to finish this off right here, right now. Oh, and we do have the Fang. Oh my goodness. You know what that means. That means an extra 3, not 3, was it 2,000 power to all the forwards. So Lightning now can go in first, as she's going to be a beefy 10k as this swing happens. Robert needs Burst City right now to save him. Robert wants to give Chris Neal a one-way ticket to Burst City. Meet the mayor. Okay, we block, actually. We block with the Edel. So we can now target Cecil to dull with Null. He would have to pay the tax. Is he willing to do that? He doesn't have to, right? I mean, Cecil can block, but Cecil is going to die to anything he blocks. And we hit. There's that bonus burst. Oh, but it's not enough at this point. Elvis will deal 6,000. Hits the Zaz. But yeah, so Zaz has an extra 4,000 currently, 9. I mean, it will die to the Cecil. So Lightning first. I mean, can we hit a second Elvis? Second Elvis to kill the attacker? We draw our card. Nope. Cecil hits his better full art version into damage. And now he's got to decide, does he go to 5 or does he block this Zaz? I mean, the Zaz will die now because it took the 6,000 from the Elvis. So maybe you do. Maybe you just got to get it off the field. Just one less attacker. Or if you're feeling really lucky and you think you got another burst there, hope for that. But yeah, he does. He trades it out. He says, okay, at least this way I guarantee get one thing off the field. Take the guarantee over the potential. Shantoto Hecaton. He drew Kusith. And is her name Luca? The water backup that pumps Brave Exvius by 1,000. Not a good looking hand from what I can tell. I think he has 2 backups and a Kusith. And I don't know what Kusith has, so I mean, he can get Edel, he can get Cecil, but it looks like this one's already going to be over, essentially on turn 2. Yeah, he could have killed the because I believe Edel blocked the lightning, right? In which case the Elvis could have killed the lightning. He gets Edel back. He's going to play Edel again. Do we have an Elvis at least to get something off this field? Oh, he doesn't have Earth to pay for the... Oh, no. Yeah, so Edel doesn't have Shinju's power, so he can't actually play the Madam Edel. Oops. I mean, this is... okay, you've got 3 Soiree backups, so... Is Elvis enough? I don't think so with Fang on the field. Kind of depends how Chris sequences this. Even if he hits an Elvis right here. I mean, Robert needs a miracle right now to not die on turn 3. And looks like we'll be putting Squall out just in case. And Ishtola saying, just in case you were thinking about a burst potentially saving you. Yeah, we're just going to say no to that. Ishtola now has haste and unblockable till the end of the turn. And how would you like to die, sir? Would you like to be Squall? So here goes Lightning. 1,000 to everybody. There's Merald. Would have loved to seen that on the field, but no helpful in the damage zone. There's Null. There's Shinju. And 13 doing what 13 does. Chris Neal with the 3-turn sweep. That aggressive Zaz into Null into Lightning opening. We could have taken the Lightning out again, because I'm pretty sure if Edel did block Lightning, which I think it did, and then you ping it with the Elvis, it would have prevented... I think Zaz would still have been big enough to go in and potentially trade out the Cecil, but it would have been one less point of damage we would have taken. Granted, we drew a backup and a Kusith for turn, so of course that would have affected what we drew, right? What was the last point of damage there? Was it a wasn't a Tyro? Was it a Cecil? So we would have drawn a little differently, but I still just don't know if that would have mattered. I think he was kind of toast regardless. 13, giving the old reminder. Hey, just in case you forgot who the heck I am, let me remind you I'm category 13. Makes me think of like an old Triple H promo. Well, folks, I hope you needed a break because you're about to get one here. Is round 2. Only took about 10 minutes. And as Chris just put on the did the proverbial full gas, no brakes. And Robert will have to hope he avoids a similar fate in his next matchup. So congrats to Chris. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves in the chat. And yeah, that was a quick one. So good time to go stretch your legs, take a break. Probably be a little bit before the next round. Read My Immortal. What is that is that like an anime or a manga? It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever read it myself. Well, it looks like they might be playing again for fun. Since they're like, well, we're on stream. Oh, it's a Harry Potter fan fiction? That's funny. Yeah, it looks like they might be playing again for fun just since they're like, well, we're here on stream. Might as well entertain the folks. So here you go. Here's a nice exhibition match. It's a fan fiction legendary for being trophy for all the worst parts of the fan fiction. Okay, well, now I'm kind of curious. The economic state of Norvant. Navra. What is that? That name sounds familiar too. Is that from a Final Fantasy game? I'd like this turn of pace from Robert saying, okay, you want to talk about aggression? I'll show you aggression. How you like the old turn 1 Yuffie, sir? Deal with that. Shadowbringers, that's right. I knew it was from and I just actually resubbed to 14 the other day to play with some friends, so I thought it looked rather familiar. Yeah, I like the Cat 6 deck. I actually just released a deck tech on it. It's a fun deck. I really like it. I like seeing the characters. And I even have an alternate non like super lock title version. So it's nice to see all those characters come back. Man, I'll tell you what, if they ever give it a color fixer, like something that lets you play the waters off of a backup, kind of like the Riku or the Sid from FF8. Oh, it'd be perfect. Then you could easily get all those watercolors in and you can actually cast them without needing the other water in hand. That would be nice. You got to hope that they're doing that. Are they going to do that with all the categories? For them to do 2 in a row for 2 sets makes me think that they're going to come out. And M. Peterson, I'm not currently playing 16. I will definitely at some point, of course, but I don't know. To be honest, I haven't played as many video games lately as I used to. I've been busier with work as well, so it's a little harder to find the time, but I would definitely like to play 16 at some point. It's weird too, right? Because a lot of times they'll come out with like game of the year editions. Like right when I played 15, I feel like the Royal Edition came out very shortly after that. And so it's kind of like, oh, I should have just waited for that. And surely 16 is going to be the same way, right? I would assume they're going to come out with some game of the year version down the line with a bunch of extra stuff in it. Did we not swing in with the Yuffie? I wonder why not. Yuffie's 10k, right? And all, or no, Hope is a 10k, so Hope can trade with Yuffie. That's why we didn't do it. Doom of the Living would have been amazing here. And here's Lightning. Oh no, Yuffie's just a 9k and targetable. Uh oh. Uh oh. Looks like the return aggression from Robert isn't. Vesvia, no EX burst effect. We only have one soiree on the field. Yeah, she can be targeted. Now there's an EX burst that'll actually work. We can go get any one of our soirees. Albus, maybe? We don't quite have enough. We don't have near enough for Merrill yet. Yeah, Yuffie didn't attack because Hope was a 10k sitting on the other side, so she did not want to attack into that. I mean, Chris ready to put him to 6 this turn. With this double lightning trigger that's presumably going to happen soon. Here's a Vanille. Vanille should be 11, so there's the lightning damage. And there's Shinju. Oh man, even Fang's big enough now. And there's another. I mean, there's a final burst. He did get bookend bursts with the Amber too. So what do we see? Porum. Oh, Shantoto. There you go. And did Chris draw into Amaterasu? And they're double checking to make sure. Yeah, what can he grab? I think he can grab Earth, Water, or Fire. I don't remember if he can grab Wind as well. Of course, you're gonna snap grab the Shantoto. We will lose our own Yuffie to this as well. I mean, unfortunately, like Toto on its own is still risky, right? Chris can just drop any haste. Yeah, it's not Wind. Okay, so it's basically anything not Arc. Arc essentially says go get Refia, Ingus, or Lunith's elements. Shintoto is just a death sentence at this point. Yeah, you have to drop Toto and something else because otherwise Chris will surely just haste something. And yeah, Chris says, "Yep, there they go." Does he have any haste in hand? I almost thought he might have an Amaterasu from that for all the cards he drew. Folks, this might be a short exhibition. We might get a normal match and an exhibition match in under 20 minutes if Chris has a haster here. He's going to go get one. You ever have these at locals? I used to have some nights like these at locals where like you're playing aggressive decks and someone else is playing control. And by the time like your friend who's on control gets through like his first match, you're like, dude, come on. We've already played like 4 or 5 matches in that time. Yep. There's Lightning. There's Noel. Says bye-bye. Oh my goodness. So in 18 minutes, we have finished both a normal match and an exhibition match. Chris is doing quite fine right now.